How's it going, everyone? My name is Where Don't Care My Name Is, and here we go with, uh, well, if you, with the way things are going right now, I'm not going to be able to do a lot of reviews for recent films that have come out. That's because my movie theater has closed up. It's going to be closed for the next few weeks until hopefully things calm down, and hopefully things do calm down. So I hope everyone's taking every precaution they can. I hope everyone's doing okay. And hope everyone is doing all they can to keep themselves from getting sick, because believe me, guys, this could get worse. I mean, you think it can't get worse than it is right now. It can get worse. Trust me, it really can. So hope everyone's doing okay. But because of the fact that a lot of movies are being pushed back to later dates, and a lot of them are not getting released on theaters, and some are getting released online, I decided, you know what? I'm gonna go old school. I'm gonna be reviewing a lot of older films. And one of those films I actually wanted to talk about is Outbreak. This film came out on March 10, 1995, and it was directed by Wolfgang Petersen. Wolfgang directed such films as Das Boot, The Never-Ending Story, Enemy Mine, In the Line of Fire, Air Force One, The Perfect Storm, Troy, Poseidon. He's directed a lot of films that I've watched, and I'm very glad I was able to watch them. And the film was also based off the novel The Hot Zone by Richard Preston. The film also has a great cast in the form of Dustin Hoffman, Rene Russo, Morgan Freeman, Donald Sutherland, Kevin Spacey, and Cuba Gooding Jr. before Jeremy Maguire. So this is before he won that Oscar Gold. And I gotta tell you, this is one of my favorite films, because this is something that I'm sure a lot of people don't expect to happen in their everyday life until it happens, like right now. So the story for this film focuses on our main character, Colonel Sam Daniels, who's a medical virologist that works for the United States Army Medical Research Institute of Infectious Diseases, and also with the CDC. So he goes to investigate towns, cities, and villages around the world of any sort of outbreak of an illness. He studies this, tries to figure out a way to stop the illness, and even create a vaccine in order to help people. Well, he encounters a virus that's entirely new, something that he's never encountered before, and one that is very dangerous, that can be passed on through bodily fluids. And so he has to figure out a way to stop it, and make sure that it doesn't escape the village, because it hasn't spread far, because it kills people within 2 days. So he thinks that it could still spread, it could still leave the village and somehow get across the world. So he tries to warn his friend, Brigadier General Billy Ford, played by Morgan Freeman, and tries to warn him about the virus, but Billy thinks, you're just being too crazy, you're just being insane, that thing's never gonna spread, it's never gonna leave that village, it's contained. Well, have you seen any 80s and 90s films where the main character is never believed and everyone thinks that guy's crazy and they should not be taken so seriously? You know what happens next. A little monkey that was in Africa is exposed to the virus. It becomes the host and is taken to a small town in the United States. And unfortunately, you see where this is going, ends up infecting the town. So Sam ends up being right. So he goes to the town to try to figure out a way not only to stop the virus from spreading, because it's become airborne. It's mutated. So now it's airborne. It's no longer passed on bodily fluid. So he has to figure out a way to stop the virus, find the host that caused this whole thing, and make a vaccine in order to save the lives of the entire town. So that's the story in the film, and I love it. I love this story because it just keeps you in suspense from the beginning and middle and end, because from the moment the virus is introduced and what it can do, it can be a little scary, because you can have monsters, demons, zombies, anything like that in any sort of scary kind of film. But nothing is compared to a virus, something you cannot see, something you aren't aware of until it enters your body and until you get sick. And when that happens, it shows you how dangerous this thing is and how it could kill you in the worst possible ways. It also shows how a pandemic can make people go crazy, go insane, how they will do whatever it takes to survive in order to try to escape and not be around sick people or get killed. And sadly, that's the kind of reality that we see even now. How people are going crazy, going to stores, trying to buy as much as they can in order to survive because they think the world is ending. That's the kind of realism I like, because when I see this film and I see what's going on right now, I'm like, that's how realistic this whole thing could be. That's how scary it is. So the film does a good job feeling very realistic, because that's pretty much how people would act. Um, and when you see it becoming airborne, you're like, wow, that is freaking scary. And to the point where the military is quarantining the town, keeping people from even leaving, from escaping. It's like it does escalate. Like, the whole situation does escalate as time goes on in the story, and I love it. I love how well paced it is. I love how, it keeps you in suspense from the beginning, middle, and end, and you want to see this have some kind of happy ending. Yeah, not everybody's gonna survive, because everyone's gonna end up getting killed, but you still want some people to survive. You want people to make it through this and find that cure in order to save the day. So I love how well the story is able to do this. There are times in the story with the fact that it does have a bit of a generic villain that that has a secret that's connected to the virus. You kind of wish you didn't need to have that, but you kind of did. And it's kind of revealed early on in the film when you figure out who are the people involved in this, how they're connected to the virus. You already know how that's pretty much going to be right there and then early on in the film. So it is a bit of a minor problem, and it just does spoiler things a bit, but it's still not bad. I still love how realistic this does feel, and how it has a serious effect on the lives of everyday people. It is something I'm sure a lot of people during the coronavirus right now, the SARS virus and the Ebola virus outbreaks, how things went before and now, I'm sure people understand how crazy things can get when those kind of outbreaks happen. Okay, what about the main character? How are the characters? How are they? Dustin Hoffman's portrayal of Sam, I kind of have a mixed feeling about this. On one hand, I think he does a great job of portraying a medical doctor, and how he explains what's going on, and how he's trying to do what he can to help people. But at the same time, his character does yell a lot. He does get frustrated. He does get angry, and there are times when he doesn't act calm when he should be. Because you got to remember, he's supposed to be the leader of this team that's supposed to stop this pandemic. He's supposed to be, trying to keep things from getting out of control. And there are times when he does end up losing it. I'm like, dude, you shouldn't be doing that. You should be the rock for everyone. You need to calm down. So I have a problem with that, and I didn't really like that at all. But when he acts like the doctor he has to be, and can try to be passionate as much as he can be, he does an okay job with that. Renee Russo, who plays the ex-wife of Hoffman's character, Renee's character, Robbie, I didn't like her very much in the beginning of the film, because like I said, like in every other film in the 80s and 90s, we see the main character is never believed, and people don't trust that character. She's one of those people who just dismisses Sam's warnings, and how she didn't take it very seriously, how she thinks this virus is not really going to spread until it happens, and how she does try to be more of a sympathetic character. She starts to believe him. After a few times, she does become a little bit more likable, actually a little more tolerable than Sam, and especially when she's trying to help Sam, trying to help him, and she ends up becoming the main reason of him, doing everything he can to find the cure, no matter what. Morgan Freeman's character and Sutherland's character, I think they're both good characters. I didn't mind them at all. My only flaw with them is the fact that, they can be very hypocritical at times, and they're both supposed to be, they're supposed to help protect the people, keep them safe no matter what. And then we see them being the generic villains that they have to be in order to keep their, their jobs and their freedom safe. So I kind of have a mixed feeling about their characters as well. But Morgan Freeman's character does have a bit of a moral code, and starts to struggle with that, with wanting to help people while at the same time not wanting to face his sins. While Sutherland's character, it doesn't really change, because his character in a lot of other films is basically the same as this one. He's the a-hole in a lot of these films, so it doesn't really change much at all. Kevin Spacey's character, I like him. I think he's a lot of fun, but it's a shame that, at least in the beginning of the film, but after that I was like, you're not really used much in this film either. you're not used much at all. And I'm kind of very disappointed in that, because you actually could have done more with the film with Kevin. But Cuba Gooding Jr.'s role in the film is one of the supporting characters. He doesn't do much at first in the first part of the film, but once the virus is causing things around, he does, and he's brought in. I do like him in the film, because after that, once he's brought in the second act and in the third act, he becomes one of the main characters and does all he can to help Hoffman's character. And I enjoyed his performance. I thought he did a great job, and how well his character got developed from the beginning of the film to the end. And again, a year later, he would go on to be in the movie Jerry Maguire, which helped him win his Oscar. So congratulations. So the setting of the film focuses more on the town where the outbreak occurs, and I did like how the town looked. I liked how, it didn't look fake. I thought it looked like they actually did this in a real town. They do go around different towns. Didn't mind that at all. Different places. The setting and the tone for this film is done very well, and I like the fact that once the military arrives, they take the small innocent town and make it into this lockdown prison where they keep people from escaping, keep them from leaving. And again, it shows how quickly people can get sick when we have a pandemic like this, and how the local doctors don't know what the hell to do. They do all they can to try to help the people. It feels very realistic, and it feels like something that would definitely happen if a virus outbreak happened in a town, and what the military would do in order to prevent that from spreading. It does feel something that would be very realistic. So I liked it. I like how well they did this. Some of the music for this film isn't bad, although I don't remember much of it, just maybe a few here and there, but not really much after that. So final thoughts. Outbreak is a good medical disaster film where it keeps you suspense from what's happening from the very beginning to the middle to the end. Shows you how far the government will do in order to keep people from getting sick, in order to keep people from getting this virus, and even if it means sacrificing a town in order to do whatever it takes. It definitely does its great job showing the threat of a pandemic and how serious we need to take it, how we need to take every precaution of it, like we're doing right now. It isn't a perfect film, mind you. It does have its flaws, but it's not bad. It's a good film. It's very enjoyable, and it's one I do recommend watching. I don't think you should watch this with your kids. With your friends, I would recommend it, and with your loved one, yeah, I definitely would. But yeah, this film is not suitable for kids. It does contain deaths, and definitely something that would make them feel very uncomfortable. So Outbreak, very good film. Definitely would recommend watching it, and I do recommend checking it out. So that's pretty much what I would say, and hope everyone will like it. So if you guys want to watch this film, go right ahead. It's on Netflix right now, so I recommend it, and hopefully you all enjoy it as much as I did. Alright everybody, this is the outro of the video. I haven't done anything like this before, but I want to first off thank T3 Medias for his support, and for also helping spread my my content around so that everybody can check out my videos and give their thoughts and opinions about it, just as much as I give my thoughts and opinions when I do these videos. I recommend checking out his channel, subscribing to his channel, keep you up to date with his videos and his content. Also, check out T3 Media's website as well. I left the link below and also at the end of the video, so you guys can check out the website and also look through a lot of his work, a lot of his reviews, a lot of his thoughts, including my own, because I actually wrote an article for Outbreak, its 25th anniversary, and a lot of the things that I said on the article, I also said it in the video. Maybe not as much as I should have, but it's all there, so you guys can check it out and give your thoughts and opinions about it. So I want to, again, thank T3 Medias for helping me out, and also, letting me also write up an article for this, so I appreciate it. So yeah, guys, I hope to see you all next time, where I'll be going to do more and more and more old video reviews for movies of the past. If you guys have one in mind you think I should review or even give my thoughts about, leave some comments below. Let me know what you think. Hit the subscribe button, check out my Facebook page, check out my Twitter page. Also check out, again, T3 Media's channel. Subscribe to their channel, keep up to date with their videos. Check out T3 Media's website as well, and also check out the article I wrote as well, and give me your opinion, what you guys thought about it. So that's pretty much it, guys. Take care, and I'll see you next time to give you more love and more entertainment. So take care and stay safe, everyone. Bye.